monorail here at the Bronx Zoo. I need everybody seated so we can start the tour. My name is Jerry. I'll be your guide. Please make sure everybody stays seated throughout the tour. Kids can sit on laps if you like. And make sure everybody gets their head, arms, and hands inside the car at all times. Please no food or open beverages other than water on the monorail. We're going to take you to see the wildlife of China, India, Cambodia, Nepal, and more, all without even leaving up rocks. I'll point out if any animals are hiding at this time. You begin at your crossing Bronx River, the only freshwater river in New York City. All others are saltwater estuaries. See another train is crossing over the other side. Bronx River is a habitat for fish, turtles, ducks, geese, migrating birds, and as well. Bronx River is an important resource for wildlife right here in the middle of the You see some peacocks and bee hens in this area right now. Only the males are called peacocks. They're the ones with long, beautiful feathers. You can see one of them showing off. To attract a female pea hen. Their babies are called pea chicks. When mating season ends later in the summer, the males are going to shed those long feathers off. They just discard them. And they'll grow new feathers that spring when mating season begins all over again. There's another another peacock showing off his feathers here. Now in this exhibit we have herds of axis deer and black-buck antelope, and they go up to the northern end of the afternoon, so we'll see them. We'll catch up to them in about 8 minutes at the northern end of the same meadow. Shacks here on the right are here for a conservation story.
In 1970, there were estimated to be only 66 of the Barasingha deer remaining in central India. But this population was saved by the cooperation of the local Indian community. Like the shacks you see here, there were many small farms using space in and around India's Kanha National Park. These people were coming into contact with the deer and the tigers that were also living there. Through cooperation with the Indian government, local communities agreed to relocate their villages. By moving, the farmers still had land to farm, but the tigers and their prey got more room to roam.
The next animals you'll see, they'll be coming up right in front. We're on the very brink of extinction. Like Mongolian wild horses actually went extinct from the wild. They've been in North American and Asian zoos for over a century, including the Bronx Zoo. We have 9 horses here. The Bronx Zoo has been maintaining a herd of these horses since 1902. Breeding that began in Asia in 1901, which is 28 horses. They are the last true wild horse species still in existence. Never been domesticated, these animals once ranged the plains of Central Asia, but they were last seen in the wild in 1965. We had 3 horses born here last year, which was fantastic. A couple of years before that, there was a first one born at 13 years. 2 of the horses you just saw just turned a year old this month. No new births yet this year, but we'll keep our hopes up. Now, although they disappeared from the wild in the last seen in 65, recent years, captive breeding has been successful enough that in recent years they began to reintroduce some of them back into the wild in parts of China and Mongolia. Now today there's about 300 Mongolian wild horses populating the wild again as conservation efforts.
The first accounts of Mongolian wild horses come from rock engravings, paintings, and even cave drawings that date back more than 20,000 years. And the first written accounts were from Tibet, sometime around 900 AD. But these horses remained largely unknown and unnamed to the Western world for many years. During an expedition to Central Asia in 1879, a famous Russian explorer and naturalist, Colonel Nikolai Przewalski, encountered the horse in Western Mongolia. Because of his discovery, this species is also known as Przewalski's horse.
Now animals seek comfort while they're on exhibit for the day, so when it's warm they might go to a shady spot to rest. But none of the animals you'll see here today stay out overnight. All the animals go back into their holding areas at the end of the day, which is very soon. So they tend to head towards the gates where they're going to go back into. In this exhibit we have herds of two endangered species, brown antlered deer and the large gaur. So start looking to the far right as you come along, look towards the back, far right, and you'll still get a glimpse of some of these animals. There's a hill back there where you see no fence beyond the trees. It leads down to the gates and go in. And what we don't see here, we're going to see up close, because we're going to go right in front of that hill after our next exhibit. Now gaur, I can see one gaur, is like 15 or 16. Gaur are the world's largest wild cattle. A male can be 6 feet tall, 10 feet long, and weigh 2,000 pounds. Big enough to fight off tigers. We have a large herd now because of our species survival plans. We have a male came here from another zoo a few years ago for breeding, and his name is Eddie Gaur. We'll see more of the gaur in a moment. Some of the brown deer are actually out along the right, along the fence here. All females are on exhibit at this time. Males have large curve-shaped antlers. Brown antler deer are also losing their wild space to farming. They're listed as vulnerable to extinction. They have to feed off farm crops in the wild just to survive. So we'll get a better look at the gaur in a moment after our next exhibit.
Here at the zoo, we help gaur and brown antler deer and many other species by participating in cooperative zoo management programs called species survival plans. The name says it all. The plans aim to help these animals survive. Zoos across the country work together to maintain genetically diverse populations of rare and endangered species.
All right, after we pass this fence, we're going to be on the lookout for Malayan tiger. Tiger stripes make for good camouflage. Keep your eyes open. You see it before I do, go ahead and shout it out. But please remain seated while we're looking for the tiger. And please keep your head and arms inside the car, because she might be hungry. Her name is Savita. Malayan tigers are smaller and darker than Siberian tigers. Hopefully you went to Tiger Mountain today and saw it. Alright, I see it to the right. She's making her way down the hill over here to the right. Back cars. She might be out of view for the, when we get over there. So look down this way. Right down here, she's starting to go out of view from us. Back cars, you might see her down here. Savita's 12 years old. In the wild, a tiger might only live to be 10 or 15 years old. But in captivity, where most tigers are born, they can live to be 20 or 25 years old. Please keep your head inside the car. I'm going to ask you to please remain seated for your safety. She's looking to get in for the night.
Look for very good.
All tigers are endangered because of loss of habitat, loss of prey eat, and poaching has reduced their numbers in the wild. There's only about 3,000 tigers left in the wild. Now you see the gaur up close. Eddie Gaur is right down in front. You have a herd of, Eddie Gaur sired 10 to 12 calves since he came here about 5 years ago, I think. Now we reach the northern end of our first meadow. You'll see white spotted axis deer and some black buck antelope. The Bronx Zoo has had axis deer since 1899. Please remain seated. Thank you. And black buck antelope have a white underbelly. The males mature into a dark brown coat. They grow long spiral horns. Female black buck have a female light tan coat. And they don't grow any horns. The animals are starting to huddle towards the gates where they get let in and so. Next year you'll be looking for a Babirusa pig. There's a male Babirusa in the first exhibit as you pass some bamboo shoots. He's towards the back. His name is Hickory. He was born here 2 years ago. Babirusa males have tusks protruding to the top of their nose. They use them to fight off other males and attract females. There's a female somewhere in the second exhibit. Babirusa are found on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi.
Look, elephant.
The next animals you can't miss because they are the largest land mammals and they're right here in front. It's Maxine and Patty.
Papa,
They
dekhe
are
elephant.
Asian elephants.
Look.
Maxine is
India the
on
same
left,
again
Patty's on
elephant,
the right.
same.
They're both about 42 years old. Patty is the boss. She's the dominant of the two, even though Maxine is the larger of the two. They average 10,000 pounds. Each elephant can eat 200 pounds of hay a day and just 60 gallons of water. Keep your hands inside the car, there in the back, arms and hands inside the car. Please remain seated. Each elephant can eat 200 pounds of hay a day, drink 60 gallons of water. They get fruits and veggies and special treats every day. And they get baths and pedicures twice a week. An elephant's trunk has 40,000 muscles in it. An elephant has the strength to root down a tree with tremendous force, or gently take up something small like a bird's egg without breaking.
Look.
Now, next, keep your eyes open for the Indian rhinoceros. Ella is right here in the beginning of the exhibit. We care for is up to 8 Indian rhinos here at the Bronx Zoo at a time. And we've had 10 baby rhinos born here at the Bronx Zoo. Ella was the first rhino born here at the Bronx Zoo. She was born in 1986, first animal. It's prehistoric days. She's also the mother of 5 of the calves born here. And she's a grandmother of, I think, 2 of them. Ella, so a baby rhino, now a female rhino like Ella is pregnant for 16 months, and the baby can weigh over 100 pounds at birth. They only stay with their mothers in the wild for about 2 to 3 years. By the time 3 years comes around, they go their own way. Rhinos don't live in herds. They separate, and that's why there's only one adult rhino out on exhibit at a time. They like their space. They don't like too many company from other rhinos around. Now the rhino skin looks thick and tough, but it's actually very sensitive. It's the folds of skin that make it look thick. In order to protect their skin from heat and insects, the rhino spends time in a mud wallow every day. There's a large mud wallow here in the exhibit. It's been here over 35 years since the exhibit opened. Rhino stomps around and molds it to their shape, protects their skin. All rhinos are endangered. There's only 2,000 Indian rhinos estimated to be left in the wild. They're also known as the greater one-horned rhinoceros.
The horn of a rhinoceros is very different from that of a goat or antelope. It is not attached to the skull. Rhino horn is made from compressed keratin fibers, the same material that is found in fingernails and hair. Although rhinos are a protected species, poaching still occurs. Rhinos are killed for their body parts, but some people believe that this horn has special medicinal powers. It is also used as an ingredient in some traditional Asian medicine. And the rhino horn is also prized in some cultures for making dagger handles.
Asia is the continent with the largest number of deer species. Coming up on the right is 4 species of deer. The small tan deer are called hog deer. They're short, heavy like hogs. There's some large grayish-brown deer. Sandbar deer, the largest deer of southern Asia. They can weigh over, a male can weigh over 600 pounds. The reddish-brown deer with spots are Formosan sika deer. Formosan sika deer native to Taiwan, formerly known as Formosa. The last wild herds disappeared in the 1970s. they were overhunted and lost their wild space for population growth. Brown Sioux has largest herds of Formosan sika deer left in the world. Here on the right, you'll see nilgai antelope. Two large animals up on hill. You can see the black-white stripes at the hooves, looks like they're wearing socks. The male is the one close to the tree. The male has horns. The female's behind him. Nilgai means blue. His coat changes to a bluish-gray color. Nilgai are the largest and fastest antelope of southern Asia. Now antelope have horns, so goats, cattle, sheep. Deer have antlers, big difference. The deer's antlers are made out of solid bone, but they're not permanently attached to their skull. Once a year the deer sheds its antlers and then it grows new ones. Sandbar deer, the large deer we just saw, their antlers grow to 3 feet long, and some of them had 3-foot antlers just last week. And it's the time of year that they shed their antlers, so they just fall off and they start showing growth in about a week or two. It takes about 3 or 4 months to grow their antlers back. They grow pretty fast. This next exhibit, we look for little brown deer. There's one in the far back corner. If you see where the fence goes all the way back, it's a big rock in the corner. You might see a little brown deer sitting in the corner where that big rock is. China's tufted deer weigh less than 40 pounds. They have a dark brown coat, a tuft of hair in their forehead, and a white tail and rump. They hide very well because of their small size, so they rarely come out in the open. There's always that one sitting in the back in that corner.